The first question asks why students with special needs can be bilingual. Students with special needs can be bilingual because they have the ability to learn two languages no matter what their condition might be or their disability might be. The student can use their first home language, native language, or first language to transfer that knowledge into their second language by using cognate words like, for example, in Spanish, the word teléfono in English is translated into telephone. So, teléfono and telephone kind of sound the same, and they are almost exactly spelled the exact way. The video we watched for this discussion also explained, the two experts explained that it is really beneficial for the special needs students to use their first language to keep their education going forward. They said that even though the curriculum might be only in English, since most of these special education services are in English, then the student can transfer that first language into their second language to understand more the the things they are learning. Um, the student is able to use their first language as a support for their learning experience or their lessons they might be learning. I'm sorry. Both experts also agreed that the students' families, should attend community programs or education programs and should keep the first language keep going throughout their years because the student might become functionable in both languages. If the parents decide that it is better for the student to have to be monolingual, in this case being only sorry, only speaking English, then the student might be become emotionally unstable. They might be thinking like, why are they doing this to me? I do not understand this. And the family will probably also they may only want to talk to him in one language, making the student feel probably outside the family if they are only going to talk to him in the second language in this case. Um, um, the special needs students' disabilities should not be considered a block for them to keep their first language, their home language. It should be understood that the student is able to understand, speak, and maybe even write in the first language as well as in their second language. This makes the students' educational experience, it could them keeping them being bilingual can be considered an attribution to their learning. As for the second question that asks about the statistics, the National Center of Education statistics show that special education services have increased over the past 10 years by 13%. And these are statistics from the school year of 2019 to 2020. The highest disability is a specific learning disability and speech or language impairments. When considering ethnic groups, 18% of the students that are American Indian or Alaska Native and are in the educational program have the highest disability for them is a specific learning disability and speech or language impairments. And this also goes for the 14% of the Hispanic students that are in the special education program. The two most common disabilities for Asians is actually autism, and that accounts for 7% of the students in the special education program. While for African Americans and students that may be mixed, and the bar graph is stated to a more race students, the most common disability is speech impairments and specific learning disabilities. Some of the effective strategies to advocate for educational and social equality for ELs is to provide them with accommodations for their testings to the best of their abilities. This might include giving them more time for their tests, giving them maybe other tests that might be considered at their level. Another strategy will be to attend conferences that talk about how to advocate for the students, maybe how we should change how we teach some of the stuff so we can be part of the solution and not part of the problem. And also maybe accommodating, testing them, um, testing them for their level of English. So instead of saying like, oh, this kid needs to go to a special education program because they do not speak not even one word in English. What about we say, um, let's test him for the possibility that he may not talk. Well, maybe after the test is done, the results might show that the student actually knows English, but he may or she or he may have a might be might have a might be shy or something. Then actually send them to a special education program because you think he or she may have a speech or language impairment. One of the last strategies that can be used will be getting to know the parents and the students better so that there can be an equal relationship between the student, teacher, and parents, and so the student can have a better educational experience throughout their 12, maybe even 13 years of their education.